have realistic software programming. Not like this, hero walks in, tuck, 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 he'll do, everything comes out, right? It does not work like that, yeah? You've seen in movies when the hero comes and starts playing guitar. Have you seen this? Some movie scene will be there, the hero is playing guitar. Actually the hero knows how to play guitar? No, that he doesn't. It's just randomly is doing something now. Like that only the actor is doing with movies also, in computer. They'll come random laptop, something will type, right? And suddenly magic will happen. Okay? So, why am I saying all this to you? That is not programming. Try to find out realistic programming movies. Watch those, you'll have a lot of fun. And you all don't expect that programming will be like that. Okay? You will reach to that level. Eventually, after 3 years, 4 years, you will all reach to that level. You should all aim to reach to that level. But beginning, we all start slowly. Okay? If day one you say, I want to go and hit sixers, like Hardik Pandya, Virat Kohli, I want to go hit sixers. Possible? Daily practice needed, right? To even be at that level. So we are doing that starting bit of practice. Okay? So daily we will do some practice, some new concept we are going to discuss and we are going to learn those things. Now to do that, you need two things for sure. One is, you should have your pen paper with you. Either notebook or paper you should have with you and you should write down whatever I am saying. Whatever you understand you should write. Whatever you didn't understand you should definitely write. So that next time you can go and revise those concepts. Okay? Any code that I am writing here, either you type it on your mobile or either you type it on your mobile or type it on your type it on your laptop. Okay? One of these two things you must do. By December, everybody should be comfortable with typing on laptop. You are software engineers, not mobile engineer. Okay? Software engineer needs laptop. You will go to TCS and say, sir, I will do programming on this. Not possible. Has to be on laptop. I know you all just joined. Maybe you are not having the laptop right now. We will allow you to code on the mobile. But must needed software, to become software programmer, you are not any other branch. You are all emerging courses, right? Everybody? Emerging branches have to have laptop, have to do programming on laptop. Okay? So I will be typing different things here. As and when I am doing some programs, you can type them. For you it may not be unlocked. On Edis platform it may not be unlocked for you. That is fine. Write it somewhere else. When that becomes unlocked, you can start doing the programming. Okay? Clear everyone? Alright. Last time what did we discuss? In the last time I introduced one Python concept to you. What was that Python concept? Hello world. F strings. F strings and which other print method? Format method. Okay, so these are three simple print methods we have done. Okay, last time. We'll continue from there. We'll continue from there and I'll just open up the coding editor here. You don't have to worry about this. Just follow along what I'm saying. When it comes time to implement, I will tell you. Okay. Now before I go ahead, if you all open up your Edis module, earlier it was showing only one box. Okay. Now if you open, there will be many boxes. Okay. There will be lots of boxes. That one box was just for those 11 days for your Dasara holidays. Okay. Actually, we have to do many more concepts. And when you refresh today, you will see all those other boxes also. Everybody following me? Yes? If any time you have doubt, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. I will not do anything. We'll just have a talk. 5 days we are together. You should raise your hands, be comfortable, ask any questions. We'll do revision of all the previous ones through this one question. One very simple way to do this, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to print Alex, Lakshmi and Jay went to the party. Alex, Lakshmi and Jay went to the party. Supposed to print this. Very simple way of doing it is just type it. Right? So we just type this and we can run it. It works. Right? It passes. If I want to do this using format method, how to do it? If I want to do using format method, very good. So I'll make this a blank, right? So how do I do it? I put curly braces here. Can I do it without zero also? Yes, right? So I'll put curly braces here. And what do I do here then? Dot format, right? What will be the first one? Alex, very good. Lakshmi here. Yeah. I'll run this. This also works. Okay. And what was the last thing we saw? F string. We didn't see that actually. I think I covered only format last time, right? So what is F string? F string is a way of substituting variables. Substituting variables. What is a variable? I will explain in next 5 minutes. Okay. But assume there is something called variable. Meaning, let's say I say name 1 is equal to, let's say Alex, right? And name 2 is equal to Lakshmi. Now you'll say, sir, what is this equal to sign? What is happening here? Don't worry on that, right? Mainly, the value Alex is stored in name 1. The value Lakshmi is stored in name 2. Okay, the value is being stored over there. Now when I can do something like print, hi, my friends are, and then I can give name 1. What is happening here? Now remember, in our format method, we were giving curly braces, but we never put variable name inside. Now we are putting variable name inside. To make this work, we need to put the letter F before our quotes. Okay, so if you are seeing here, letter F before our quotes over there. Okay, what this will tell Python is, whatever is there in the text, replace the variable with the value. Meaning, in this text, wherever I am finding curly braces, here I found curly braces. Name 1 is to be substituted with its value. Name 1 should be substituted with its value. What is the value of name 1 over here? Alex. Very good. So if I run this, I say hi, my friends are Alex, and I can further go and I'll put name 2. So what it will do is, it will take name 1 and name 2 and substitute them. Why did it substitute? Because I put curly braces around it. If I don't put curly braces, what will be the output? What do you think will be the output? Name 2. Because Python does not know I have to substitute. Python is saying, hi, my friends are Alex and name 2. Python does not know I have to substitute this value. What else? If I put curly braces, but if I don't put F over here, then what will happen? If I didn't put F, then what's going to happen? Let me show you. Name 1 and name 2 are not substituted. Python does not know it's supposed to substitute. It will just print as it is. Clear everybody on this part? One more thing. If I put here name 1 and name 2 and I say and name 3. Now let me play this. What does it say? Error. And what is the error? Last time we saw, we should read error. What happens in error? Name 3 is not. Meaning, we did not define any variable called name 3. But why Python wants name 3? Because we are telling Python substitute value of name 3. It is in curly braces, substitute the value. But Python not able to find any value name 3. Understood everyone? Clear all the way at back? Is it clear, not clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. These are 3 print statements. Most of the time we will use the normal print statement. We will not use anything else. We will use just the normal print statement most of the time. But sometimes we may use format method. Sometimes we may use F strings. Okay. Now let's go to the actual parts of programming. This was just simple printing. Let's go to actual parts of programming, which is called values and data types. Now programming is used Programming is used to solve real world problems. Now, in we are solving real world problems, we need to represent data of real world. Meaning, let's say you are trying to talk about cricket. Everybody watches cricket here? Everybody watches or not? Okay. How many of you don't watch cricket, don't care about cricket? Oh, many of you. Okay. You know how cricket is played? Rules everybody knows? Okay. Alright. So let's say we are writing a cricket program. Now in the cricket program, and let's very specifically talk about the screen. You are all watching IPL. On IPL screen is there, right? In that screen we have to display different things. What all is displayed on that screen? Score is displayed, very good. What else? Overs, what else? Player names, very good. Heart rate, okay. Run rate, very nice. Okay, very good. Wickets, super. All these different things are mentioned over there, correct? Now, how do we represent all these things? Let's talk about the name. Now, what is there in the name? Name is what? Is it a number? Is anybody's name a number? What is it? It is a bunch of alphabets, or it could have numbers, generally no numbers. This is represented in a data type called string. In Python, we have a data type called string to represent this, to store the name. So, for example, the name could be something like Rohit. Okay? What else is there on the screen? What else is there? What did we all spoke about? No? What else did we speak about? Runs, score. Now score is what is the score? It's a number. But even numbers are of two types. Is it a decimal number or will it be a whole integer? Always whole integer, right? We never say India scored 100.5 runs. Right? It's always 100 runs or 99 or something. Okay? So the score will be equal to a number and you directly type that number, like let's say 87. Okay? And you directly type that number. Now you will notice one thing. You are all also might be learning C programming. Yes? In C programming we have to write int score. Python you don't have to write any like that. Python directly when you write score equal to 87, it becomes integer type. You don't have to bother with writing int or anything. This is called a string, the first one. In Python there is no characters. It's directly string. Anything surrounded by double quote or by single quote. If I say name2 is equal to Virat, this is also fine. Single quote is also fine. Both of them are string. Don't get confused. String and character, there is no distinction, no difference like that in Python. Okay? As I am saying, please keep writing down also. Right? As I am saying, note down these things, you will forget. I am telling a lot of different things, so you will forget later on. Okay? What else? What are the other things that are displayed on the screen? What are other things that are displayed? Overs, run rate. Okay, let's talk about run rate. Run rate is what? Is the decimal number, right? It might be whole number, but it can also get decimal number. Everybody agreed? Run rate? Okay, so let's talk about run rate. Let's say run rate is equal to, let's say something like 10.5, whatever it is. This is called as a float type. It's called a float type. I'll also write it here. This is a string. In Python, we also refer to it as str. We also refer to it as str. Then you have, this is also an str. This is called an int type or integer, and this is called as a float type. So far, how many data types you have seen? Okay, what are the three types? String, int, float. Very good. Three types. Python, we will look at one more data type. Just one more data type. Not list. We will look at one more basic data type. Boolean value. Very good. Boolean value you will not understand right now. By day after tomorrow you will understand. I will cover that Boolean type with all of you. Right? Tomorrow or day after. But Boolean type is something like it's either true or false value. It can have only two values, true or false. That's it, right? So out is equal to, let's say, true. this is a Boolean value, and let's say maiden. You know maiden over? What is maiden over? No runs done, right? Very good. So maiden is equal to false, let's say. Right? So it's not a maiden over. Yes? Okay. What is use of true and false? We'll come to know when we do conditions and so on. But just to give you an example, you see the switches, light switches over there? Okay? Some of them are on, some of them are off. You see the light switch? Anytime you have light switch, it's either on or off. Is there a middle part? Right? Can you have 5 types of on off? It's either on or off, right? So sometimes in life you will need a data type that can give you just on off value. Boolean is like that. It's either true or false. Now you'll say, sir, why don't we use integer? Integer you can have infinite values, right? You can have negative values, positive values, zero value. To that switch, if I give negative value, will it make any sense? Does it make sense? Is the light on? No, it's -5. Is the fan on? Fan we can give, right? Fan we can give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the light switch only on off, right? So that's how you remember these data types. Python is simple. These are the only 4 data types that you need to know. You don't need to know any other data type apart from this. Okay? Majorly these are the only 4 data types that you need to know. Simple. You don't need to know double, char, all of those things, short, all those things you have in C programming. None of that. It's simple, and Python understands these values automatically. You don't have to say int score equal to 87. Python will automatically store it as 87. Okay? Alright. Next, let's look at what we call as operators for these variables. Okay, before we go to operators, I'll show you can actually convert from one type to another type. This is called type conversion. Again, how many of you saw this on a disk platform? Type conversion, already seen? Few of you. Okay, I'll explain one by one. So, let's say, yeah. Now on the right side, what I'm using, everyone, right side what I'm using is called Python console. It's called the Python console. What is difference between console and this? The left side, it will execute all the lines once I click to execute. I repeat, it will execute all the lines when I click to execute. On the right side, every line that I type, it will start executing. Every line I type, it will execute. To give you example, okay, I'll comment all of this. If I do print hello world, and then I do print hello edist, okay, if I'm doing like this, you see the output on the right side is hello world, hello edist will both come together. All the lines it's executing. But on the right side, if I try to type like this, on the console, if I type print hello world, before I can type hello edist, it will automatically execute hello world. Understand? It is executing every line one by one. It is not waiting for me to write an entire program. Clear on this part? Why this is useful? Many times you are writing big program. You are not sure one small thing how to do. So that small thing you can do trial on this. Okay? So I'll show you some examples. Let's say I said, name. Let's say name is equal to hello. Okay? Now what's the value of name right now? Okay. Alright, as I type name, hello comes. Do you notice we put double quotes, but name is now coming in single quotes, right? Because in Python both are same. Alright? Python both of them are treated the same way. Alright. Now I can also say name, let's say is equal to, we'll say name is equal to 1679. Let's say. This is also possible. If I do name, is it a string or an integer? String or integer? No, it is string. Why? Because of the quotes. Okay? It is possible to have digits inside a string. Possible to have digits inside a string. But if you want to convert that string to an integer, you will have to use int. So let me show that to you. Let's say age is equal to int of name. Age equal to int of name. And now when I check age is a string or integer? Everybody? Integer. Why it's integer? No quotes. No double quotes over there. Okay, I hope everybody can see. No double quotes or single quotes over there. But if I look at name itself, what is name? Name is string. Age is integer. How we got age? We converted that string to an integer. So when you do int of, it will convert to integer. This is not always possible. Okay. Let's say I say name is equal to edist. And I say age is equal to int of name. What will I get? Sorry, int I should have said, not in. But I do int of name. It still gives, again wrong syntax. Age equal to int of name. It will still give me error because it does not understand how to convert edist to an integer. When it was 1679 as a string, converting that to integer was easy. But how do I convert edist into an integer? Is it possible? No, because it's all text. It's all alphabet. So converting that is not simple. It does not know how to do it. Okay? You can convert integer to string also. You can convert integer to string. How? Let's say something like address is equal to 303. This is integer or string? Integer. If I want to convert it to string, I can say something like other is equal to string or str of address. And if I look at other now, I get 303 but in string value. Okay, so you can convert from integer to string, string to integer. You can even do with float type. So for example, I say age is equal to 35. Okay, let's say age is equal to 35, and then I do, what do you say, other is equal to float of age. Now you see other is 35.0. Decimal has come over there. And same way you can do it reverse. So I can say G is equal to 9.8. What is G 9.8? Gravity. Remembering your plus 1 plus 2? Okay. So G is 9.8. Okay. But then I can say something like, other is equal to int of G. What do you think will happen? 9, or will it round to 10? There is no rounding. It is 9 only. It will take only the integer part. It does not do any rounding. Python is not going to do any rounding off. It will only take integer part. So you can convert from integer to float, from float to integer. Clear on this, everyone? Yes? Okay, very good. So today I want you all, for those of you who have not done, some of you have done, half of you have done, others, this box called variables. Do note down your homework, everyone. We'll continue, but what is the first homework? Which one? Let's go to this thing called strings now. Strings and arithmetic operators. Okay. Now, if we are dealing with variables, Python has support for all of the operators that you need. All of the arithmetic operators. Okay. In fact, you can use this console as a calculator also. You can use it as a calculator also. For example, I can do something like 3 plus 11. It will automatically tell me 14. You can add two integers. What will happen? Addition will happen. You can also subtract. You can say 67 minus 32. What do you think you'll get? What's the answer? Okay, good. Add, subtract. You can even do multiplication. What is 4 into 19? 76. Okay, cool, very good. So that's multiplication. Division. Division are of two types. I can do something like, let's say 19 divided by 4. What will I get? 4 point? me decimal value. When I put single slash, it gives me decimal value. If I put 2 slash, what does it give? 4. This is integer division. This is integer division. Okay, so that's 19. Don't call it double divide. A lot of people say 19 double divided by 4. We are not double dividing it by 4. We are simply doing integer division by 4. Okay? Other things. There is something called as a percentage, but this is not percentage. It's called modulo. It's called modulo. 19 modulo 4. What is meant by this modulo? 19 modulo, not percentage, modulo 4. What is meant by this? Remainder. Yeah, be confident, no problem. You can speak louder. Okay. So 19 modulo 4. What does it mean? Remainder. Remainder of what? Remainder is only after an operation. When I divide 19 by 4, when I will divide 19 by 4, I will get some remainder. What is that remainder in this case? Okay. If you are not sure, we can do a simple division again. You remember this division? Remember how I used to write the division like this? 19 is inside, 4 is outside. You remember this one? Yes? What will you write on top? Okay, let me make it a little bit simpler. Let's say this is 23. What do you write on top? 4, 5s are 20. Very good. So 20 comes here. And then you subtract it, right? Yeah. So you subtract it and then the 3. Then what do I do? Can I do anything with this 3? No. Why? It is less than 4. Nothing I can multiply with 4 to make it closer to 3. Not possible, right? It's less than 4. What do we call this? Remainder. Very good, right? So it's called remainder. So if I look at 23 modulo 4, what will I get? Is equal to 3. Modular arithmetic is a super important concept. All the big companies, your Facebook, Google, Microsoft, all of them, 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs per annum package, they love asking this concept. Not this one. What is 23 modulo 4? 3. You got a package. No, it's not like that. Right? They will not ask this simple question. But all of it will be based on this concept. This concept is super important. Tell me this. When I do modulo 4, this is 3. What are the possible values of modulo 4? What are all the possible values of modulo 4? What are the possible values of modulo 4? 0, okay. If I do n, some n modulo 4, I can have 0, 1, 2, 3. What about 4? Can I get remainder 4? Remainder 5? No, right? Because you will again do 4 ones are 4. 4 will go and then remainder will come 1 over there. So it's not possible to get 5. So the remainder will keep circulating from 0 to 3. Okay. Let's say I take another number k. Let's say I do n modulo k. What are the possible remainders for this? Can anybody guess? 0 to k or k minus 1? Very good, very good. 0, 1, 2, all the way till k minus 1. Super answer. Right? Super. Remember this point. Remember this point. It will come very much in use to all of you. Okay? Super important this is. Write it down somewhere and remember it for sure. If I am telling you something is super important, I am not telling you just as a joke. Trust me, it will come someday in your 4th year when you're sitting for placement. Somebody will ask this. That time you will remember. Oh yeah, sir said, but I forgot what he said. You will forget. By tomorrow you will forget what I said today. Forget 4th year. Right? But tomorrow you will forget. That's why I am saying write down. If you write down, two good output of writing down. One is you will remember. Second is you will not sleep. Okay? I know a lot of you feel sleepy also. You will not sleep. Especially after nice lunch. You all came here, no? Nice heavy lunch. No? Yes, right? Proper lunch you guys had. Don't worry, I also had that lunch only. Okay. Anyway, so we did modulo. So 19 modulo 4 will be louder. Super. 19 modulo 4 will be 3. Interesting homework for you all. Again, what is the modulo of negative numbers? Think about it. Simple maths is needed. Your +1, +2 maths is needed to understand this concept. What is modulo of negative number? This is not part of Python programming. I will discuss it tomorrow maybe. This is only for your curiosity. Okay? It's not in syllabus. Just like movies is also not in syllabus. I am giving you fun things to keep checking. Alright? Alright, so 19 modulo 4, 3. Negative numbers modulo, we don't know. You can find out. What other operators are there? There is an operator like this. 3, let's say, or we'll do it the other way. 5, let's say, double asterisk and 3. What is this called? Anybody has any idea? Power or raised to. So 5 raised to 3, which means what? 5 into 5 into 5. 3 times. Okay, what will be the answer? 125. Super. Right? So 5 into 5 into 5 will be 125 over here. Right? So that is going to be the 5 cube. Like that you can raise anything to any power. Alright? These are what we call as arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators. Okay. Now we look at one more example and then we'll do that question. So what's that example is, or one more concept, which is concept of taking input. Concept of taking input. You see all of the stuff we did so far, name equal to Rohit, name equal to Virat, score is equal to 87, run rate is 10.5. All of this we did. As programmer we are giving the values. As programmer we are giving all the values. But what if we want to take input from the user? Right? Let's say I want to write a program where I calculate the area of a rectangle, but not just of the same rectangle again and again. I want to take input from the user. So for example, if I said length is equal to 10, breadth is equal to, let's say, 30. What is the area of this rectangle?
300.
Area. Length into breadth. And what will be the answer here? 300. Will the answer change anytime? No, it will always be 300. Why will it always be 300? Because the length and breadth are always 10 and 30. So is this a program to calculate area? It is a program to calculate area of a rectangle with length 10 and breadth 30. It can only do one thing. Length 10 and breadth 30, only that rectangle it can calculate area of. If you want to calculate area of some other rectangle, it can't do it because it does not know the length and breadth. So what do? We take input from the user. We take input from user. Now understand one thing. When I say take input from the user, I'll do it on the console to show you. You use this function called as input. Python is very simple that way. You don't have to do scanf and all of that. Simple input. When I do input, it will take whatever is written but in string format. So I say, let's say name is equal to input. What this is doing, it will now give me space to write. See, it's giving me space to write. It's waiting for me. Whatever I write, it will take as a string. So I can say something like edist. Now if I look at name, it's a string. If I did something like age is equal to input and I said 100, and now I look at age, is it integer or string? Still string. But age has to be integer. When we take length and breadth, they have to be integer. Otherwise, how will we multiply? To multiply, to add, we need integers. Strings I can't multiply. Right? I can't do, for example, if I try to do 10 into 30. What are these? These are 12 strings. I can't multiply strings like that. it gives error. Obviously, right? How can you multiply two names? Not possible. So I need to take input, but input is which format? String, right? Always input is taking string. So how do I take integer input? Convert that string to an integer. And how to convert string to integer? Just 10 minutes back we discussed, right? So what we can do is, I can say length equals to, I will not say, or I can say input, whatever input I take, but I can also say, you know what, take this input, convert it to an integer. Convert to an integer. So input will take the string and int of input will convert it to an integer. Clear everyone? That takes us input. What is it saying we should take? Input length and rectangle. Most of you are missing this point. You must print the area and perimeter of the rectangle. So I need to take input length and breadth. See, if I take length equal to 5, which is given in the question, right? Length as 5 and breadth as 10. This is example input. It's not given input. It is example. It's saying, for example, if I give 5 as length and 10 as breadth, then area will be 50 and perimeter will be 30. If we give 5 and 10, then this is the answer. Not every time. If I give you a rectangle which is having length as 100 and breadth as 200, then will its area and perimeter be the same? With length 100, breadth 200, will it be same? No, right? Obviously not. It's a different rectangle. Many of you, what you are doing, you are saying, you know what, let's take length as 5, let's take breadth as 10 and let's do our program. This will not work because length and breadth are changing every time. How are they changing? Who is giving the input? User is giving input. How to take input from user? How to take input from the user? Which command to use? Which command to use take input from user? Input, right? We just discussed, right? This one. Understanding? We have to take input from the user. Now you will say, sir, but who is giving input here? Yes, user, but when I run it, I don't see any user typing the input, right? So who is doing it? EDIS system is doing it. The EDIS system is supplying the input to your program. So there is nobody there typing. As soon as you submit, there is nobody sitting in Hyderabad typing 10 and 20. Nobody is doing that. In every online compiler, and by the way, take this compiler here, this run submit. This is your life for the next 4 years. For the next 4 years, this is your entire life. Any internship that you are going for, any placement you are going for, any exam you are given, all of them you will be given a code compiler and you will have to run or submit your program. Okay? So get used to this. Who is giving the input? The system itself is giving the input. It has certain test cases. It's called test cases. It has certain test cases. Those test cases have some output that is expected. Your output should match the expected output. Okay, let's just come back to this. So we say length is equal to, should we say 5 every time? No. What should we say? Int of input. Very good. And breadth? Int of input. Very good. I got length and the breadth. How do I calculate area? Length into breadth. How do we calculate perimeter? 2 into length plus. Is this correct? Very good. Brackets are needed. Okay. Very good. Brackets are needed. Now how will I print? I have to print like this. Perimeter colon space 30, area colon space 50. So I print perimeter colon space. I have to print what? Which variable I should print here? Length? No, perimeter. So I will print perimeter. Here I can use my, which I can use format also, I can use also F string. So I can put F over here and then I can say, what will it do? It will take the perimeter variable and substitute that value. Okay? Print area as, okay? So print the area as this kind of area over here. Now let me run it. It works out. 30 and 50 expected output, your output, because input given is 5, 10 for this one. For this one input given is 5 and 10. But if I submit it, now it will work because in each one of them there is a different input. But because we are calculating every time, so it's giving the correct output also. Clear everyone on this part? Everybody is clear so far? Okay. Take a minute, make your notes. I'm giving you, open your Google Chrome, make sure you're going to this link. I'm telling you this link because your certificate will only come if you have gone to this link and in the correct cohort. If you are in the wrong one, you will not get the KIET certificate. So first note this down. I will show you how to understand which is the correct one. I'll show you that also. Okay? Everybody noted down this? At the back, did you note down this link? Can I have a yes? Louder yes from everyone? Okay, very good. So when you go to this link, when you sign in finally, you will compulsory you should see, compulsory you should all see this. All these modules. If you go to the wrong link, you will see only one module over there. When you go to the correct link, you should see all these modules.